Escalating the tensions in the Middle East, Iran has continued its targeting of military installations of the United States and Israel across the region. In a statement, Islamic Revolution Guards Corps IRGC spokesman Brigadier General Ali Muhammad Naini claimed more than 650 US military personnel have been killed and wounded within the first 2 days of Iran's retaliatory Operation True Promise 4 by Iranian armed forces against US military installations and warships across West Asia. In the first 2 days of the war, 650 American troops were killed and wounded, the spokesman stated on Tuesday. He said that it was natural for the US military to deny or conceal the casualties. Nevertheless, Iranian intelligence as well as all field reports confirmed the toll. Earlier, spokesperson for Iran's Joint Army and Revolutionary Guard Coordination Center, Ibrahim Zulfikari, in a statement, had also claimed the Iranian forces far set a new standard. We exceeded the total of the 12-day war in just the past 48 hours by firing more than 700 drones and hundreds of ballistic missiles and defeating our enemies in interception, he went on.
In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, the 11th wave of Operation True Promise 4 was executed as a widespread and highly concentrated combined action by the naval and aerospace operational units of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps against American Zionist military targets on the third day of the terrorist enemy's aggressions against our beloved homeland. The intelligence centers and military support warehouses belonging to the United States in the Persian Gulf region, the communications industry complex of the Israeli regime's army located in Beersheba, and more than 20 locations in the areas of Tel Aviv, West Jerusalem and Galilee in the occupied territories were all struck by Iranian missiles and drones. The valiant sons of Iran's armed forces, by launching attacks on 60 strategic targets and 500 military locations belonging to America and Israel, have, up to this very moment, through the firing of more than 700 drones and hundreds of ballistic missiles, and by decisively defeating our enemies in their interception efforts, established a new standard. They achieved more than what was accomplished in the entire 12-day war, all within the past 48 hours against the invading enemies. The brutal and terroristic actions perpetrated by the United States Army and the Zionist regime against the oppressed Iranian citizens, particularly in their savage attack on hospitals, schools, the National Broadcasting Organization, and various civil institutions, will increasingly forge the determination to wage a full-scale war against adversaries within the armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran, and will significantly enhance the scale of our country's military engagements. And victory comes from none other than Allah, the Almighty, the All-Wise.
In less than 72 hours after the initial strikes by US and Israel in Iran, the conflict has spread beyond the original targets. Missiles and drones streaked toward capitals around the Persian Gulf. Hotels and apartment buildings in the United Arab Emirates were hit. Israel bombed Hezbollah positions in Lebanon. Militias aligned with Tehran claimed strikes from the Mediterranean to the Red Sea. Iran has also targeted US mission in Riyadh, while reports have claimed an Iranian drone was also intercepted en route to Royal Air Force's base in Cyprus. The UK has not participated in the strikes but has permitted Washington to use its military bases for the operation. In retaliation, Tel Aviv has said Israeli Air Force fighter jets also carried out an overnight strike in central Tehran, targeting what Israeli authorities have described as the Iranian regime's main leadership compound.
Tonight, our Air Force aircraft, with precise guidance from the Intelligence Directorate, attacked the Iranian leadership compound in the very heart of Tehran, the regime's most crucial and central headquarters. This complex was utilized by the leader of the terror regime, Ali Khamenei, to direct the ongoing conflict against the State of Israel, to destabilize the entire Middle East region, and for the brutal oppression of the Iranian people. As can be seen on your screens, the complex extends over numerous areas within the heart of Tehran. During the attack on the complex, we struck the presidential office, the assembly compound of the regime's highest forum, and other leadership and command infrastructures. Additionally, we attacked the compound of the Supreme National Security Council, the official body responsible for decision-making on political and strategic issues in Iran.
Israeli jets have also targeted Lebanon after the Iranian-backed Hezbollah said it launched rockets and drones at the Israeli city of Haifa to avenge the killing of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
Beirut woke to fire. Before dawn, Israeli warplanes roared low over Lebanon's capital, unleashing airstrikes on the southern suburbs after Hezbollah launched rockets and drones toward a military base near Haifa. The escalation comes amid surging regional tensions following the reported killing of Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. Plumes of thick smoke rose over residential districts in Dahiya as explosions shattered windows and jolted families awake. According to the Israel Defense Forces, the strikes began after Hezbollah fired a barrage targeting the Mishmar HaCarmel missile defense site south of Haifa. The IDF said it intercepted at least one projectile, while others landed in open areas. No Israeli casualties were reported.
Opened fire last night. He knew exactly what he was doing. We had warned him. He will pay a very heavy price for this. We are fully prepared, indeed very well prepared. We have mobilized nearly 100,000 reserve soldiers. Dozens of battalions, brigades and divisions are positioned to defend our northern border and are ready for all possible scenarios, both in defense and in offense. All of our options are currently on the table. We are continuously conducting situational assessments and all options, every single option.
The Israeli Air Force launched multiple waves of strikes across Lebanon, hitting Beirut's Dahiya suburb, the Bekaa Valley, and southern regions near Tyre. Israel's Chief of Staff, Eyal Zamir, told troops to prepare for many days of intense fighting, declaring the start of what he described as an offensive campaign against Hezbollah.
An offensive campaign against Hezbollah. We are not just on the defensive, Firana. We are now going on the offensive. We need to prepare for several days of very intense fighting. Strong defensive readiness is required. And continuous offensive action now, in waves, all the time, and of course constantly seizing.
Evacuation warnings were issued for approximately 55 villages and towns in southern Lebanon and the Bekaa Valley, signaling expectations of prolonged confrontation.
3 explosions went off. A little while later, we went up to the roof and found that 3 explosions had been right behind us, amidst the smoke. But after about 10 minutes, another explosion occurred directly behind us, and we all rushed downstairs to escape. Then, after another 10 minutes or so, the final strike came down.
There were 3 consecutive airstrikes, one right after the other. And thankfully, by God's grace, we found them all safe and sound, and we were able to bring them back with.
Hezbollah, for its part, said the assault on northern Israel was retaliation for Khamenei's killing and was carried out in defense of Lebanon and its people. The consequences on the ground are mounting. Lebanon's health ministry says at least 31 people were killed in Israeli strikes. Scores of residents fled Beirut's southern suburbs as smoke billowed from damaged buildings and the sound of warplanes echoed overhead. Associated Press journalists reported buildings shaking violently as explosions ripped through the early morning calm. Lebanese government officials had previously urged Hezbollah not to enter the conflict in support of Iran, fearing a devastating new war. Now that fear may be materializing.